Hi guys, welcome back. So in today's breath breakdown, I'd like to talk about Ujjayi Pranayam, or the ocean sounding breath, or sometimes it's called victory breath. So as with all of these breathing practices, this is a really powerful tool to have and to know. Again, whether or not you meditate, actually practice yoga asana, or just would like this as an extra tool in your everyday life, this breath is really wonderful at creating a deeper sense of calm and helping the mind to focus and create more concentration. This particular breath creates a little bit of a sound. So that sound really gives the mind something solid to focus on, solid and present to focus on. So this can be really helpful in a meditation practice, in an asana practice, or maybe just in your everyday life and you're just really needing to focus and your mind's going all over the place. Taking a few rounds of Ujjayi breath can be really, really helpful. This breath the sound is created by tightening the glottis muscle at the back of the throat. Because we're breathing through a smaller space, it helps to both smooth and slow the breath. So it creates a little bit more calm in the body, in the mind. And it also helps to strengthen the breathing muscles because it takes a little bit more effort to breathe through that smaller space. Another really great thing about Ujjayi breath is it can be layered on to any other, well, maybe not any other, but a lot of other breathing practices. You can layer it on Ujjayi, you can layer it on Nadi Shodhana, on Alom Vilom. I'll have links to any of those breath breakdowns that I have up below. You can check those out if you're not familiar with them. So you can find a comfortable seat. This is a breath that you can do laying down if you like. So like I said, this breath is practiced by tightening the glottis muscle. Now, to feel that, what I find really helpful is to pretend you're fogging a mirror, because that is the same kind of constriction we'll be using for the breath. So you can bring your hand up as if it's a mirror, little imagination, never hurt anybody. Take a breath in through the nose, and then pretend you're trying to fog the mirror of your hand. And feel that constriction that happens in the back of the throat. So that's what we are going to practice for this Ujjayi breath. So you can take a few rounds like that. You don't have to keep your hand up if you don't want to. And then try that same thing, but keep the mouth closed and exhale through the nose with that same constriction. Hopefully my mic is picking up that sound. If not, oh well. So take a couple more breaths like that. And if it's more comfortable at first to keep the mouth opened, you can do so. Maybe just, bring it down a notch. So as you get comfortable with this breath, you can just practice on the exhale. Once you feel comfortable with that, you can begin to practice on the inhale. So again, it may be comfortable to keep the mouth open at first. Just to get a sense, of that sensation in the back of the throat. And then again, when it's comfortable, you can keep the mouth closed, breathing in and out through the nose with the constriction in the back of the throat. Now again, when you first start practicing this breath, it may be helpful to really kind of breathe as loudly as you can. But once, again, you start to get comfortable with it, I really invite you to start to soften that breath. Especially if you are practicing in a public class with other people, no one else really needs to hear your Ujjayi breath. It can be distracting, and it's not really that necessary. The more you can, this is going to be a little bit kind of, going to be a bit of a juxtaposition. But even though the back of the throat is constricted with the breath, the more you can kind of soften that constriction, I know that doesn't really make sense, but it does, I hope, the better. So this does not need to be projected around the room, but it might be more helpful when you first start to practice to make a louder sound. So like I said, this breath can be layered on to other breaths. You can, if you're familiar with the Ujjayi breath, again, I'll have a link below if you're not. You can layer the, wait a minute, I messed that up. If you are familiar with the Dirga breath, again, I'll have that link below. You can layer the Ujjayi on the Dirga. If you do the alternate nostril breathing, again, I'll have a link. You can layer the Ujjayi onto that. And again, this can be a really great breath to bring into your yoga practice to help keep you focused and give you a deeper benefit and a deeper experience of the poses that you practice. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any questions, I know some of that maybe was a little odd, I don't know. Maybe I've just been filming for too long. So if you have any questions, comments, any tips, anything that's been helpful for you in your own Ujjayi practice, you can leave those below in the comments. If you have any requests for videos, whether it's a breakdown like this of a breath, of a particular pose, or anything, you can also leave that in the comments section. I'd like this video if you liked it. You can give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe below if you want. And I will see you in the next one. Namaste.